Good morning, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Generic Garage. Today we need to get the rest of the motor put together as far as we can. Our valve covers are still not here. They should be here in a day or two, but that's okay because we still need to install our pilot bearing, our front and rear main seals. We need to put on the harmonic balancer. We need to take the Pro Flo 4 system off of the 306, clean it up a little bit and get it installed here on the 331. Other than that, there's not too much left to do. I got a new water pump. We got to paint it before we throw it on. The timing indicator. And let's see, I think that's just about it. So, stick around. Alrighty, harmonic balancer is on. We got the thermactors, well, the thermactor plugs put in on all 4 holes. So let's see, went ahead and got some new adapters for the remote oil filter. And we're gonna do everything with nice stainless line, some -10 AN. And we got a bunch of these connectors. So that's a 1/2" NPT to -10 AN fitting. And these will all screw together and fit inside the ports there. New thermostat to go on. There's the pilot bearing. Water pump's got to get painted. Speaking of painting, there's our timing marker. That thing should be done drying here in just a little bit, and we'll get that put on. In the meantime, we need to go ahead and get the Pro Flo 4 system off of here. So we'll get going on that. we made a lot more progress. We got the Pro Flo 4 on there after cleaning it all up, getting all the gaskets on. We got our flex plate on there, and our whole clutch setup is on there. Now we got to try to mate up this transmission. That's always fun, to try to get that shaft in there. Hopefully we got it lined up just perfectly. We shall see. What else? Oh yeah. Oh, we still got to put our water pump on. So we'll get to doing that. And then, well shoot, I don't know that there's much more that we can do than that. I got a list of stuff going over here. Maybe the remote oil filter. Man, that's pretty much it. We're getting real close to getting this thing back in the truck and then popping those valve covers on. Let's go ahead and get that transmission hooked up. Well, that was actually too easy. I went to go put the water pump on, and I checked all my gaskets, all like 30 of them, and none of these are the right gasket. All right, going to AutoZone, and we'll be back. All right, everyone, we got everything back together. The transmission is on. We got the Pro Flo 4 system installed on this motor. We got the water pump put on. We got the harmonic balancer put on. Everything's painted and looks real good, except for one little problem I ran into at the end. Of course, the last bolt I was putting on for the day. This bolt right here is not the proper bolt. This bolt is nothing more than a copy of this bolt with a bunch of washers on it. Yes, I do have the right bolt. That one is right here. The small end threads into the block, and the big end is used to mount the bracket that holds on the AC compressor and the power steering pump. It was going in just fine, went to tighten it down, and it just kept spinning, which means that the hole in here is stripped out. The threads are just gone. Now I was able to take this longer one, which has that same thread, put a bunch of washers on it, and effectively make a bolt just like this one, but a 1/4 inch longer. And it tightened down. So that means there's still some good threads left at the very back of that hole. Now, I was thinking maybe I could go to Home Depot and get some all thread and put it in there and just use the smaller thread and use a smaller nut and use a jam nut to take up the hex space on that bolt, because that does have to be there to offset the bracket just a little bit so it matches up with everything else. The proper way to do this would be to drop the oil pan, take off the harmonic balancer, take off the water pump, take off the timing chain cover, drill that hole out, put a helicoil in, put the timing chain cover back on, put the water pump back on, put the harmonic balancer back on, and put the oil pan back on. I probably will do that because this is an expensive motor and it is the right thing to do. So we're gonna call this video done. If you made it to the end, I really appreciate it. And if you didn't, then you're not seeing this, so it doesn't really matter. I really appreciate it, guys. If you like the video, please leave me a comment or subscribe so you can see what's going to happen next. Well, I'll tell you what's going to happen next. Next time we're going to drop the motor in and put the valve covers on, and we need to start working on building headers, which is something that I've never done. So it's going to be a learning experience for me and hopefully you. All right, guys. I will catch you on the next video. Y'all stay safe and have a great week. Bye.